Hey, good morning, all you wonderful folk out there. Um, it's now March 1st. We are starting year 4 out here in the Palatinate forests and our cattle and horse ranch. Yesterday, I bought a couple things that we will go over today, and we have some grass to harvest, some oats to plant, and we have all the sugar on this new little trailer I bought. So I got this little trailer, mostly just so we could like run around and have a flatbed that like our tractors could do and stuff up here on the ranch and not have to use our truck necessarily. Um, but I drove right past where this has to go. So on here we have our sugar for our winery to make our wine, which we have a bunch right there that we need to sell at some point, but that is not the mission at the moment. Oh no. Well, I don't know what I'm doing apparently. Alright, there we go. Alright, so this trailer is one thing I bought. Let's see here. Everything's looking pretty good still. I did get some sheep. I had to buy one grass bale, so they're probably almost out of food. But I bought some sheep, just for looks. We moved some of our cattle over here, so we have like 4 different types of cattle. We got some trees in here just so they have some shade. So that's kind of updated there as well. Oh, we did not close the fences, so whoa, trailer. Well, when we did, let's make sure these are closed. Our manure heaps still are not functioning as they need to, which is unfortunate, but I don't know how to fix it at the moment, so we're not going to. But I wanted to use manure to fertilize our fields, so I don't know how we're going to handle that. I don't know if we just go buy a bunch of manure or what instead of like liquid or solid fertilizer. But it is a Brant trailer, so it matches our other Brant trailers because I like things that match. Alright, so down here we have a new John Deere Ripper. This one fits all the way up and it opens up wider, so we have a bigger plow. Our big blue we got rid of because it wouldn't fit down the road. So, and our other one was little, so this is kind of an in-between. We got our square baler here just so we could make, a couple bales for our sheep and goats. There we go. And then we got the little bale picker-upper trailer so we could pick them up. Super expensive just to have some goats and some sheep on the property, but I think it'll make the experience much better for the little ones out there. And I think this morning we're going to start with getting some oats on the field. We're just going to do one field of oats because we don't need too many. Do I have a tractor over here? Oh, where did I put it? Alright, well, I gotta go find a tractor. And then I'm gonna grab the seeder and get some oats planted, and I will see you in a bit. Okay, so we have all of our trailers and stuff we need. So I had to go buy a new planter. So this is our new planter. And we're going to do sorghum on this field right here. The reason is we're going to do sorghum is so we can get some chickens for the children when they come and have to do horse stuff. So we want to make sure that, we have everything, if they kind of see. We got horses and cattle, which is our main thing. But we got some sheep. We'll have some chickens. We may or may not do pigs. If we do, we'll probably just buy pig food. Just to have a couple for, the kids to see. And then over here we'll plant grass. We got our seeder over there for grass. And whatever, we'll just come back and hit that. Alright, there we go. So yeah, we got a roller, we got our lime, because we got to spread some lime on this after we get this done. Make sure everything is good. So then after this, we are going to mow up our other field and get a couple bales for our sheep. We'll probably just make, I don't think we need too many bales. So we'll probably just make, I don't know, like a trailer full. We don't need a bunch of grass bales. We don't have too many sheep, so we'll probably just make a trailer full with our new trailer. And then from there, we'll just put the rest in to turn it into hay and silage. So that's kind of our morning plan. We need to sell a lot of goods. Our sawmill is full except for prefab walls, so that is currently being made to fill up. And after that, there we go. Sorry. After that, we need to clear some more land for a cold storage. That way we could put our, like wine or our fruits, like our grapes, or whatever we need to actually store for a long time in there to keep everything from going bad. So we need to clear some land for that. We're gonna sell some of our semi-trailers. We have like the ones we've been using for pay dirt, and so those two trailers we will probably get rid of. I don't think we need them anymore. We still have more pay dirt, but we're just going to buy some cheaper little trailers to do that instead, just to free up some room. So we'll probably just lease those. And we just need to get our house done at some point, and our kind of living quarters, and then everything should be about done. Because our manure heaps aren't working. I don't know if it's because of our barns or because of the manure heaps themselves. So I want to, oh man, I'm talking and not paying attention. So I want to look and maybe switch out one barn with something a little more stock just to see if that works. And then do the same thing with manure heap, kind of change one out to like one of the stock ones to see if that might help. I might do the manure heap first. I think I have room to put in the stock manure heap and not have to get rid of our barns, because I like the look of those. So we have a little bit of experimentation to do in this episode as well, but it should be a good one. So I'm just going to get to work and get all these fields done and mowed, and I'll bring you along for the ride at super speed. So here we go. Alright, so we can't plant sorghum until next month. So until then, I'm going to start putting a couple things away. We could put our lime spreader away. We could put our seeder away. Since this field is done, we could bring our plow back and put it away. So I'm going to clean up a little bit and then get up and start working on all the things that need to happen up at the ranch. And we might take some of these trees out. Maybe not. I mean, it's not bad if we go in the cab. Oh man, this thing is filthy. Alright, so we got that field limed, and now we need to spray some fertilizer on it. So we bought this sexy beast. It has the stuff where it like adjusts the nozzle for the fertilizer, and then we got it where it does herbicide and it'll just shoot the weeds. So fully decked out is like $150,000, but figured it was probably worth it. I don't want diesel. Alright, we're going to start with diesel. We want liquid fertilizer. Because hopefully we don't get weeds very often. Because we usually plow every time when we reset stuff. But the grass, we're not going to be plowing every time. We just have the one field to do. So I'll see you guys when we get up there and see this thing work. Alright, let's see this fellow work. Let's see, we gotta make sure we turn on our crop sensor, unfold this. Hopefully this holds enough. So we got rid of our liquid fertilizer thing because I want to move it to a different location. Alright, let's say change reference value. I don't know. Right, turn on sprayer. Let's hit this. Oh, this is gonna be quick. Alright, so we are done. Still a few red spots, but I went over them twice and just nothing happened, so I'm assuming there's just bad. Oh crap, we missed a big spot over here. Get this back out real quick. Totally forgot about this section. Alright, let's get this real quick. Look how cool that is, just right there. Right now, I think we're good. We'll hit this little red area right here real quick. Looks like it's just gonna be red. I'll pull this up, we'll put it away, and then we are going to sell. We gotta clear out the sawmill, so we gotta sell some goods. I think we're also going to sell our gold first. It just looks like hell over there, so I think it'd be good to kind of sell it and make that area just look a little bit nicer instead of having the gold bars everywhere. And maybe we grab our wine and our juice boxes and sell that as well. It's probably not peak season, but it doesn't really matter. If we're making the trip down there, we might as well sell everything we can. So I'm gonna load everything up and head on down to the farmer's market after and get this trailer on. Okay, so we are not taking any gold to sell because we are loaded up with wine, apple juice, grape juice, strawberry juice, and some apricot jam. So we're going to go sell all of these, and I think eventually we're just going to have it sell automatically to kind of simulate that it's being sold at our farmer's market or people are coming to the winery. You know what I mean? Kind of like a little more like it's being sold up here versus us taking it down to the farmer's market. So we're going to bring it down. I'm probably going to drop a bunch of frames, so I am not going to record the drive, but if I crash, I will let you know. Alright, we made it. Almost. Alright, we're just going to drive through and sell everything we can and see how much money we get. Just almost 600,000. So what is that? 12 carry 8 582 or so. Pretty good just for having some juice and some wine. We'll definitely take that. Alright, now I'm just going to do our wood and bring it and sell it. Alright, first load from the sawmill. Oops, tree, we got $1 million. That's pretty awesome. Hit a fence. We need to repair our truck. So, just a little fence tap. Alright, gonna roll over and get some more. Alright, our last set. There's still one more prefab wall, but we're not gonna bring it. Another 450,000. So we're up to oh man, we're almost at 2.3 million bucks. That's pretty sweet. That means we could buy our harvester, our combine harvester, a nice little flexible head for it. And yeah, heck yeah. Alright, well, I don't think we have anything else to sell. I do need to load some wood into our sawmill. I need to fix and move our wood chips that were in everything, and then get back up to the ranch and come up with a plan. Since it is only almost 3 p.m. we got plenty of time left in the day and tomorrow to get some stuff done before we end up planting our sorghum. Alright, we're going to sell the gold. Let's see what happens. Alright, we'll cruise in here with the... Alright, there's some of it. Got like just over $1 million bucks. Not too shabby. We're up to 5.398 million now. I'm pretty good selling. And I also did something else, and I'll show you guys when we get back up to the ranch in about a couple minutes. Man, we got so much money. So much money. It'll be nice to see what we start with after the ranch is completely built. Before we start focusing on our horses and our cows, because right now we're just selling wood, making products. So it'd be nice to see how everything actually works once we're up and running full speed with what we want to focus on. Oh, don't go off the cliff. That's expensive. Alright, so we are rolling up to the ranch, and I found a bar of gold that we dropped. But we did change some stuff up a little bit. So we moved this parking structure up a little bit to be in line with this. I was gonna get rid of it, but I really like the old flag on it. So, I mean, I just kind of dig it. I think, you know, whatever country you live in, if you had a barn with a cool flag, your flag on it, you should use it. Why not? All right, represent your homeland. All right, so we got this guy, and it's a cold storage, so it's where the products come out. It looks like only a few at a time. It's kind of where everything goes in. It only holds 400, but check this out. This is cool. Boom, you go in, it's like a legit cold like storage room, so we can keep our goods nice and cold and not have to worry about stuff spoiling out in the open. So we're gonna probably put stuff in there that we don't need at the moment, and then it's got a little office, so you could be like, yo, let's get this stuff out and get it out. It's kind of old, but it's pretty freaking dope. Kind of fits our aesthetic up here. And then we can always park something in here if we need to keep it safe from the elements. So yeah, we got a little change up right there. I think it's a nice little addition. Pretty cool if you ask me. And yeah, so that's kind of where we are at. I do think we are going to need a larger or another kind of vehicle storage type place. Kind of running out of room, so we'll have to figure that out, but luckily we can kind of park everything in here. I think I don't know if our plow is gonna fit through the doors. Hopefully it does, but if we stack everything in the order we'll need it, we should be good to go. So I gotta put everything away, probably go to bed after we do that, and then tomorrow have to start working on getting all of our stuff done we need to get done. Apparently I cannot back this up. There we go, but it does fit, so that is fantastic news. Am I going to be able to get it out at some point? Probably not. I'll probably hit the wall trying to get it out, but there we go. Alright, I'm just going to work on getting stuff put away and see what we need to do. Alright, we are going to sell our apples that we have because the juice is still full for apples, so might as well sell them. And we're going to sell some strawberries just because they fit, and with the rain and the cartons, the pallets, man, I am struggling with frames. So we're going to put these into the little farmer's market, and we got a nice little $127,000. Just pretty sweet. And now we will head back and check out some more stuff. I'm trying to stay busy during this part of March, but there's not too much going on with the rain and the hail. I don't want to go cutting trees down and doing all that stuff. Because that just sucks. But I've got some more wine going. We did have to put some more fertilizer in our coffee beans and some more diesel in our roaster. So we do need to get those figured out on where we could put our tanks again and buy those materials. And what we could do with the garden. I know we could do lettuce and just sell it, but that's kind of boring. I like that we're using the products to make stuff. So that is pretty sweet. We've got a little honey, so we can make some honey wine. So like at a winery. Still full of grapes. There's no strawberries, so we can bring some strawberries over. So we have honey wine, so just honey into wine, and then We do have strawberry. This one, the strawberry, however you say that. I don't know how much that would make us. Let's check. So honey wine, I feel like that should be pretty expensive. Honey is not the easiest to get. Honey wine's 5,800. The strawberry one is 51, which is weird. It's less. And regular wine is 67. So regular wine's the best. So we'll keep doing that. Our juice. Let's check our juicer. So strawberry juice. Got some. Okay, there's still strawberries. And there's grapes. So it's making everything. So not much else we could do there. And yeah, we're just kind of chugging along. I'll probably take our wood chipper down to where we're going to start doing some more forestry work to get that chipped up. We need to clear out a little space, probably right here, for the chickens, so we can put some chickens in. We just don't have no food for chickens at the moment. I mean, we can always buy some. It's not that big of a deal. But I think we need our semi. And I'm going to move the... Actually, let's look and see how the chickens would look right there. Don't want to go through our field, but we're going to. Hopefully, because we just mowed it and everything, it's not going to be an issue. Alright, so this is kind of where I was thinking about adding the chickens. I don't think... Oh yeah, that is the right menu. I don't think there is a... like... one that does no walls. Oh, there is a fenceless pasture. So we could do a fenceless pasture. And put that in. Or we could do this little guy. So this one's pretty cool just because it's like, they got like little chicken coops in there. But if we did a fenceless pasture, I'm sure we could find some chicken coops and put them in there. I think the fenceless would be nice. Because we could put another white fence around it. And that'd be kind of cool. So I gotta figure that out. But until then, I'm just gonna go grab our trailer and move it to where it needs to be. I'm gonna say it again. If you need a wood chipper, get this mod for the beast. It is by far the easiest wood chipper to use. You just pick it up, drop it in the top, and it will chop it. It will go away. Easiest, biggest area around. It's only like 100,000 or something to purchase. It does have little tiny baby wheels, but that's fine. Alright. We bought a water truck. This Mack. It's pretty dope. Holds 40,000 liters. We got our bees flying out. Just super sweet. And we bought it because we had 2 more fenceless pastures. One for chickens. So I figured, do chickens not need water? Oh. Well, I guess the chickens don't need the water. But our other pen over here does. So these pigs need water, and then the cattle cattle needs water. So I figured this would probably just make it a little bit easier instead of pulling a trailer around to load up our water for these. So we could just make everything a little bit more simple, especially since apparently that only takes 10,000 liters and we'll have to do it pretty often. We could just fill it up, park it inside the barn, and boom. Way easier than trying to back in a trailer. So that's pretty dope. It's pretty expensive. It was like $130,000, but we had the money, and I think it, it just makes it easier to do this. I'm thinking about kind of doing the same thing with a dump truck, but I don't think we need to because we have our little dump truck. But now we got to go down and buy some. What do we need to purchase? We need to purchase some chicken feed as well as some pig feed. We're just going to buy it. Neither of those are really for profit. I'm not looking to like make a bunch of money on chicken and chicken eggs, and I'm not really looking to raise and sell pigs. They're more kind of just for decorations, so when people come to our stuff they could see the chickens and the pigs. So it's more of a decoration thing than it is a let's make money off of it thing. Yeah, so man, this thing is pretty sweet though. Alright, I'm gonna make some trips down with our dump trailer and our dump truck right here and get some pig food and some chicken food, since we can't plant our sorghum until next month. Look at that, we can just put them in there safe and sound out of the elements. Alright, I gotta get the dump trailer. Alright, so we bought sorghum. The sorghum wasn't too expensive, like maybe 25 grand for the trailer and the truck full. We bought pig food. That was super expensive, like 75 grand or so. But it is what it is. I don't plan on going through a lot of pig food, and sorghum we will be planting next month. So hopefully we don't have to buy any chicken food ever again. But also our horses should be able to eat sorghum as well. So it's kind of a 2-for-1. We're getting almost out of horse food anyway with the oats, so this will give us a little bit of cushion till we get everything up and running more properly. Next is just going down and grabbing some chickens and a couple pigs and let them do their thing to look cool. Where is our trailer? There it is. That's the one we need right there. Okay, so got a couple roosters in there as well, so they'll just do their thing and become more chickens, whatever. And then pigs, I don't remember how many pigs we got. I think like 16 or so. Let's jump the fence and find out. I don't remember. Yeah, 16 pigs. We got like 4 of each or something. So there's a little variety in here. And yeah, so now, when people roll up, they'll see our little stuff, some barns, and then they won't see like all the main cattle, right? But they'll see some chickens, they'll see some pigs, they'll drive past our cattle right there, they'll see some goats and sheep as they work their way on down to our little horse competition area. So, or if they're going to the winery or, wherever they're headed off to, they'll kind of see the different animals, which is pretty sweet. I don't have a trailer that does chickens. I don't have a modded one either, so I'm either going to have to not worry about it, which is probably what I'm going to do because I don't plan on buying any more chickens, or really selling chickens. I'm just gonna let them be chickens. So they'll do their thing. I will just let it be, I suppose. Getting chickens delivered didn't cost very much money, and yeah, I think we're in a pretty good spot. We're not gonna buy any more cattle today, I don't believe, in the month of March. We'll probably get some in a month or so. I think we're up to like 317 subscribers, so we need at least 317 cattle, which I think we're probably close to. I would have to add everything up, but I'm not overly concerned about it at the moment. Try to get this a little bit cleaner. Oops. So just back it up a little. There we go. Alright, so I think next up on our agenda for tomorrow will be getting our sorghum planted and start planning out where and how we're going to get our house in with our pond, and maybe one more storage shed out by our, what's it called over there, by our workshop. We might put it like another shed, maybe not huge like this, but you know, one that'll at least be able to hold a few trailers that we might not need at the moment, and that way we can have everything a little bit more organized and neat. I am going to plant a couple trees around the chickens. I'll probably put one in there, put one or another one with the pigs just to give them some shade. I want to find a chicken coop that I could stick in there so they have like a little chicken coop. What was that? What did I hit? Interesting. So there's still some beautification to do on it, but in the meantime it's set up pretty good. I don't think we'll need any more animal pens or anything. So yeah, everything is looking pretty sweet. It is a little bare though. Alright, so we saw this water truck we got to make watering easier, and we picked up this Mack Pinnacle grain truck to make feeding easier. It holds 44,000 liters, so the same as our trailer, and we won't have to haul the trailer around and back it in. We could just back this beast in. I did buy TMR when I was down there just to test it out, and it made it up the hill nice and slow, but it made it, and we put it in there. So yeah, I want to get the one that matches this truck, so it matches. The problem is the water truck doesn't have these super sweet tires on it. I like these wide boys. This one has it, the other Pinnacle one, so I can show you. So this one, if we look at the rear tires, they just don't have the big boy in the back, so I don't want to get it, even though the front would match. It doesn't have the fat boys, and I want the fat boys, so we're just gonna have the old one and a new one. I don't know if one's old and new, but yeah, so we got those now. So our water trailer in here we're going to sell wherever I put my semi truck. Where's our Kenworth C500? So this guy is gonna go, not this guy, but so we're gonna get rid of this like auger one because we don't need it. Doesn't do what we need it to. We are going to get rid of this water barrel trailer as well, just because we don't need it. and there's no reason to keep it around. Oh, it is full of water. Maybe that's why we're going to keep it around, just until we could dump the water out of it. But we're going to sell that as well. We just don't need them, so there's no reason to keep them. And yeah, that's kind of where we are currently at. Do have some wood I got to take down. You get our tractors off of our grass field, but mostly I just wanted to show you kind of the thought behind this. So the idea is we could just take this guy and throw in our feed in the back, cruise on over to wherever we got to go. So say our piggies. Come over, open the gate, boom. And instead of only having 18,000 liters, we could bring 44,000 liters and just boom, super easy. Bloop, 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 give it to them and take off. So it's kind of the thought process behind getting both of those. Just make it way easier to drive around the ranch. And we had the money, so why not? It's kind of my thought process on it. I am kind of trying to prep for when we get everything built and it's just us doing the work itself. So our little dump trailer will still hook up to the back of this. We have the ability to do that, so we will be able to haul like almost 88,000 liters of stuff, which is pretty good. So that's gonna be huge for us, moving around our grapes, selling our coffee, and all of that stuff. So just trying to get everything a little bit more efficient, especially once we are done building out our ranch, which will hopefully be by the end of year 4, and then it'll just be years of trying to get it to be exactly how we want it. Oh, we need this guy still. We gotta go plant. These trailers, I'm not sure what we're going to do with yet. This yellow one we will probably get rid of because we don't need it. And then these two we'll probably keep. I think I might buy a new pickup truck since we don't need one. Actually, we might not. We might keep it and just use this bed on it. I wonder if there's a flatbed version of this. That would be cool. We have like a flatbed version as well. Man, I really wish I could get that fixed. Alright, we are finally able to plant our sorghum. So finally in April we got some sorghum we could plant. We're out here with this big old beast. Turn on our crop sensor, lower this thing, turn it on, and get to work. Here we go. Ooh, look at it going down, so nice, so pretty. So we're gonna throw this down, then we're gonna roll it, and we are gonna get back to the ranch and start putting some of this stuff away. Let's see here. Looks like this might be the next line to do. Oh. There we go. So when I woke up this morning, we had a bunch of messages from our all the barns and everything. So I need to go by and check those out to see what they're about. And then go from there for the day. We don't have much going on, so I think we'll be able to start working on kind of like our next big project, which is clearing a bunch of trees, more tree clearing, for our house and like our yard area, as well as our pond. So we're gonna make like a little house with like a little outdoor area, a pond, parking garage, and then maybe like a little bridge over like a little stream or something. I don't quite know how it's going to turn out, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try to do it all with really that little log. Oh, that's a stump. You guys didn't see anything. We missed the stump. We tried. So I don't know how it's going to turn out. We're going to try to make it super rad. Well, apparently, did I lift it? We just need to turn it on. Okay. So yeah. So I'm just going to work. Maybe we'll talk out the plan and then go from there in a little bit. Okay, so I think our next plan is actually we're going to move some storage stuff around. So our goal is to get all of our storage in this area. I think that's going to be our goal. So we're going to put in, oh, damn it. So we're going to put in this, maybe not that one. So we're going to put in this one that's like 1, 2, 3, 4 bay doors. We're going to kind of line it with this. And obviously we'll make it red, right? So kind of line it right here, boom. And then we'll take this one and we'll kind of align it right here. And then in the middle we'll have like a little courtyard so we can park everything. And then hopefully we'll be able to take this equipment, all of this stuff, and move it over there, and then we'll repurpose. I think, right? We need that stuff. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we might not. We actually might need to keep all this here. But right, like we could probably keep like some stuff here, some mowers or whatever. And then as we zoom over here. And then over here we could keep some other stuff. And then over here, where's the edge of our property? Over here I think is where we'll start we'll clear this out. This whole area here. Like a pretty big section. And this is where we'll build like our house, a pond, maybe like a little river or stream, or I don't know. You know, like water. We'll put like grass. Like we'll have a yard and you know all that stuff there. And then I think over here we're gonna put in a playground for kids. So people over here chilling. We need some more chairs over here, and then like kind of across here have a little playground where they do the wine stuff. Boom, little playground. So that's kind of the goal. And that's what I'm going to be working on. I don't know how far we will get in this episode with all of that. We will not get the house done for sure. My goal is to hopefully over the summer months to get these structures put in, and then maybe the playground, depending on how the tree situation works out, because right now the sawmill doesn't have any extra lumber, but there is a possibility that we are going to have a lot, and we will probably end up using the wood chipper and wood chipping a bunch of stuff as well, just to help get the materials going. So I can wood chip it, put it in storage, and then we can sell the wood chips in July in one big go. So that's kind of the plan. Hopefully we're going to attempt to get all of this level as well. So we're going to have to do the terraform stuff and make sure all the land's good. And go from there. We will probably try to get it on level with that one. And then have to build like a little driveway up is my guess. Not 100% sure how that's going to look, but we'll see after we get all these trees removed. And that. So I'm just going to get to work. I'm not going to time lapse it. You guys have seen a ton of tree cutting time lapses. And I don't want to waste your time. I want you guys to see the fruit of our labor. And I am just going to get on it. And when I do it, I'm going to rewatch The Punisher. So that's going to be my plans. And I will see you when we have some progress. I'm also not going to go get any animals. Like, we're not going to buy any animals right now. We're not going to expand that. We will, we'll feed them and make sure. We did have one die. When Water Buffalo died, we had 2 other calves born. I don't remember which kind they were. So we are still getting some more animals, but I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be focused on them at all at the moment. So right now, I just want to get our property done and built, and have that phase of this project, this series done, and then get on to the farming and expanding. And I'm thinking, when I'm talking about the plans, right? There is one more field. Like, we got more fields we need to buy. I want to buy more properties. Just because. But I'm hoping, so we'll look at the map real quick. So I'm hoping, I don't know how good it's going to be, but I think part of 47 we will be able to turn into a grass field. So I don't know. I might need to put a thing down for honey over here. I'm thinking, like, the stuff right here is super steep along this road, but I'm thinking, like, some of this other area isn't too bad. We might be able to get a field in there. That's just going to be more tree work. And I might find a mod, because we don't really need the money. We have $5 million still. We have no debt. We just buy whatever we want to try things out, like our new trucks that we have. So it's not like we need the money from the lumber. So I was trying to see if there is a mod that's like the tree be gone, but I just don't want to cut the trees and have them be gone. I want, I'd rather have like wood chips on or something. So I need to see if there's like a wood chipper that looks like I could just run these trees over with and collect wood chips. I think that'd be super cool. I don't know if it's a thing or not, but if you know of one, put it in the comments below, and if I see it before I find one, that would be dope. But like some of these trees will just end up disappearing. So I need to see if I could take, I might be able to take like these little ones and just pick them up and cut them straight into our beast right there. I don't think I got those skills. But we did learn that the beast, these logs need to be shorter. So when we do decide that we're just going to wood chip stuff, we do need to cut these probably in half of what there are. So like 6 meters, so they're a little bit easier to move and maneuver. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to stop jibber-jabbering. And I'm just going to start working my tail off. And we'll see you guys in a bit when we got some good progress going. Alright, peace. So we worked through the month of April. It's 6 p.m. on the second day, and we have some updates. So we added a gate and this fencing around our like little garden area, so that way we can close it off when we have our competition, so people don't drive through there and they kind of stay out, or we can leave it open if we want them to kind of see what's going on. So that's one. The second one is we did add another production. It's this little tiny one over here. So it's like this little sunflower production where we can make sunflower things. So I guess it's not going to open where I want it to. Yeah, so we can make sunflower oil, sunflower honey biscuits, honey bread, honey cereals. So my thought was we could make some sunflower honey, some sunflower flour, and just have some more productions going that we could sell at our little market during our competitions and have something else going on. So that's another thing we got put in. That was super quick because it's super small, which was nice. So this goes all the way around just to kind of keep that off limits. We did leave the picnic table out in case people want to walk over and eat their lunch. The next thing we put in was a playground. So we now have this giant playground for the kids when their parents are sipping wine at the winery or getting some grub. They can walk down the little path, eat, watch the kids play at this playground. We got like a little paper path around it. We got some seating on this side so you can watch. It's all on top of some sand, so that way, you know, nice little playground for kids. Parents are watching the horse competition or doing whatever they're doing over here. Boom, they can just walk over. Kids can go have fun and be kids. And then the last thing we got done this month is going to be our new parking structure. So we had this, kind of cleaned up this road a little bit here, and now we could drive up this little driveway, and we have a nice L-shaped parking garage. So that's pretty cool. Over here we have our liquid fertilizer tank, so we got that back. We got our fuel tank again, so we can fuel up our vehicles. And then we got our solid fertilizer tank here, which is pretty sweet. And then I did add this little guy, like a little buy station. It's not the cheap one, it's the normal priced one, but figured why not? Since we get to buy fertilizer and it appears in there, buy diesel, might as well just be able to buy everything. And we got most of our stuff moved in here and parked up, so everything's nice and neat. And all of our other equipment is, we sold the three trailers. We sold the 3 trailers, as well as, so we sold the 2 agro trailers. We don't need the water one, and then the like auger one. We did do that, sold those, as well as like the yellow giant one that we bought and then sold again. So that's kind of where we're at. So like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for hanging out. Probably a little bit shorter video, but figured you don't need to see all of the deets. And over here, we're just going to start cutting down trees to get our house property built out, and then we'll probably have to add a bunch of trees back. But yeah, so that's kind of how it's going. So we will see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for hanging out, and peace.